You just spent $150 on a tiny glass bottle of designer smelly water. You spray it on, feel like an absolute legend, and exactly 2 hours later, you smell like absolutely nothing. Why? It's one of life's great mysteries. You spray your favorite, painfully expensive fragrance right before heading out to a crowded gathering to awkwardly socialize for the next 3 hours. But by the time you've successfully secured a strategic spot next to the snack table, your social battery is already draining, and somehow worse, your cologne has entirely vanished. Did the smell just fall off? Well, no. The universe doesn't hate you, at least, not specifically because of your scent. The reason your perfume acts like a deadbeat roommate who leaves before the rent is due comes down to thermodynamics, biology, and surprisingly, international law. To understand why your perfume vanishes, you first have to understand what it actually is. It's not a magic potion. It's a very calculated mixture of alcohol, water, and fragrant oils. And those oils are built in a pyramid structure. Perfumers organize scents into 3 categories, or notes. You have the top notes, the heart notes, and the base notes. The top notes are the sprinters. These are usually light, fresh scents like citrus, bergamot, or mint. They are molecularly tiny, meaning they evaporate incredibly fast. They are literally designed to smell amazing for exactly 5 minutes, just long enough for you to impulsively hand over your credit card at the department store. Once those burn off, you get the heart notes, like lavender or jasmine, which hang around for an hour or 2. Finally, you're left with the base notes, the big, heavy, lazy molecules like vanilla, musk, and woods. These guys don't want to move, so they stay on your skin the longest. If you bought a citrus-heavy summer fragrance, it doesn't matter if it cost $500. By the laws of physics, it is going to evaporate faster than a puddle in the Sahara. But it's not just the perfume's fault. It's also your fault. Specifically, your skin. If you have dry skin, your body is effectively a sponge. When you spray perfume, your thirsty, dehydrated skin literally absorbs the fragrant oils, muting the smell. Oily skin, on the other hand, gives the perfume something to cling to, projecting it into the air. So, if your fragrance disappears instantly, it might just be a sign that you need to buy some moisturizer, you reptile. But wait, there's another culprit. And it's inside your own head. Half the time, your perfume hasn't actually faded. You're just experiencing olfactory fatigue, more commonly known as nose blindness. Your brain is incredibly efficient. It's designed to detect new smells, mostly to ensure you aren't currently standing next to a hungry tiger or an open sore. But once your nose registers your perfume and decides it isn't a threat to your life, your brain just blocks it out. You stop smelling it. So you might think your scent is gone, while everyone else in the elevator is currently suffocating in your cloud of Santal 33. But here is the interesting twist. You aren't totally crazy. If you feel like perfumes used to last longer 10, 20, or 50 years ago, you are absolutely right. Modern perfumes are weaker. You know how your grandma's signature scent could survive a shower, a nuclear winter, and a trip through the washing machine? That's because vintage perfumes were loaded with heavy, natural animal musks and a specific tree lichen called oak moss. Oak moss is the ultimate fixative. It aggressively glues scent molecules to your skin. But there's a catch. An organization called the International Fragrance Association, or IFRA, acts as the global police for perfume. In recent decades, they discovered that oak moss gives roughly 1 to 3% of the population a mild skin rash. So, to protect that tiny minority from getting slightly itchy wrists, IFRA heavily restricted oak moss and a bunch of other long-lasting ingredients. To replace them, perfumers had to switch to synthetics. Now, there is a massive misconception that 100% natural perfumes are better and last longer. This is exactly backwards. In the fragrance world, natural usually means fragile. Natural oils break down quickly in heat, light, and air. Synthetics, however, are lab-engineered to be practically bulletproof. If you buy an all-natural, organic perfume, you are basically buying flavored water that will disappear by the time you leave your driveway. If you want a scent that lasts until next Tuesday, you want the synthetic lab-grown molecules. So, how do you actually fight back against physics, your own dry skin, and international fragrance law. First, look at the label. If it says eau de cologne or eau de toilette, it has a high water and alcohol content. It's meant to fade. Look for eau de parfum or extrait. Those have the highest oil concentration and will legally refuse to leave your skin. Second, moisturize. Put unscented lotion or a tiny bit of Vaseline on your pulse points before you spray. It gives the oil a primer to stick to. Third, stop rubbing your wrists together like a cartoon villain plotting a heist. People think rubbing activates the scent. It doesn't. You're just creating friction and heat, which forcefully evaporates those expensive top notes you just paid for. And finally, if your skin is just a black hole for fragrance, cheat. Spray it on your clothes. Fabric is woven. It traps the oils inside its fibers, meaning your shirt will probably still smell like Dior long after you've put it in the laundry basket. So, the next time your signature scent pulls a disappearing act, remember, it's not magic, it's just thermodynamics, biology, and some very strict European safety standards. And maybe, just maybe, you need to drink a glass of water.